This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway. Supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza, sliceonbroadway.com. And listeners like you, support this show at patreon.com/awesomecast.
I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said now. I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said.
Hey guys, it's time to get awesome. It's time to get geeky. It's the AwesomeCast. Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on Twitter for AwesomeCast 309 on this podcast Tuesday at live.sorgatronmedia.com. I'm a video producer, podcaster in the area, representing technology with people using it in various aspects here around Pittsburgh. First of all, from Studio C, it's John Chichilla, chillatech.net, gadget guru over at Big Back International Incorporated Trust.
From the future.
And the future. And the future of home automation.
And the future.
And the future.
You always got to throw in the future.
Yes. And also with us in studio, watch her eat the pizza on the live stream. It's Katie Dudas at Kate Dutters on the Twitter, social media, peeps over at the Scare House. Got to hang out with some of your crew last night after Raw. And
everywhere.
the ones that weren't zombies.
Yeah.
And
humans.
and of course, Sidekick Media Services and all the other fun stuff going on around, right?
Oh, yeah. But I'm just here for the pizza.
Just here for the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
I might turn on the wrong mic. That's what I did last week. Nope, that's the right mic. We're on the right mic. Say hello.
Hi.
I completely had you on the wrong mic for like the first 10 minutes of the show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Like I said, this is the AwesomeCast, and we're live from Pittsburgh, PA, in the Mayhem Studios here in lovely Beachview. Lovely under construction Beachview. Those sidewalks are killer. But you can check everything out at awesomecast.net. You can hit us up on Twitter at AwesomeCast, AwesomeCast at sorgatronmedia.com, and subscribe to rate us on YouTube, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and, of course, live.sorgatronmedia.com every Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, just like Wheels is hanging out with us and a couple other people in the chat room. And, let us know. Let people drop some knowledge on us when we're getting facts weird or have other opinions or stuff they've used out there. It's pretty cool. Also, you can check us out. We replay on Thursdays after Funny Money, 8 a.m. at riversedgepgh.com, a great streaming group over there. Katie's going to be on that Friday morning. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yep, with Brian. I'll be there Friday morning.
You'll be there Friday morning. No, Brian, she's still eating pizza.
Sorry. I can't stop.
You can't stop. No, it's good stuff. Thanks to our friends Slice on Broadway. We'll talk about them a little bit later. And of course, thank you to our Patreon supporters, patreon.com/awesomecast, or you can get the link over at awesomecast.net. If you like the show, want to support it, you can go there and give as little as a penny, $1, $5, like our executive producer friends, Thistle Seed Business Development, at Thistle Seed on the Twitter. They're up in Cranberry Township, PA. Go check out what they do. And of course, Michael Fedor of Mike Fedor Show on Twitter. Thank you so much to them for supporting the show for a good while now at that $5 per episode level. And let's say we're working out. We're trying to figure out. We're trying to work on our goals here on the show. And if you're interested, please contribute, help out, and get some communications from us there as well. So with that, let's get into our awesome things of the week. Let's get a little social media first off. Are you done eating pizza over there for the moment? Katie, what is going on with Snapchat?
Snapchat. Well, we are big fans of both Snapchat and Bitmoji. Mm-hmm. And last week on the 19th, Snapchat actually bought Bitmoji. If you're not familiar with Bitmoji, they're adorable little avatars of yourself that you create. You pick the outfit, you pick the hair and the eye colors, and customize it to kind of make it look like you. And then essentially, they become stickers that you add it to the keyboard on your phone, and they become stickers that you can put to, instead of just, hey, that's awesome, I can put a sticker with me going, woo, or yay, or, eating, or dressed as a unicorn. Well, since Snapchat bought Bitmoji, you can now use those as stickers in Snapchat, in either the chat or in your actual snaps, which is fun. But the key to do it, and this is what it took me a minute to figure out, was you actually have to allow it to happen. You go in and go under your stickers, that little box when you're snapping. There's a little square in the corner, and that's your stickers. And you hit the plus button, and that'll connect you to your Bitmoji app. And then after you say that's cool, you are able to post it as a sticker. It's not like a copy-paste thing that's in your text, but it's actually a sticker option in both chat.
Now, my mic back on. There you go. And now this is something that we've been using a good bit. Like a lot of us have the Bitmoji keyboard, and like I say, you set up an avatar that looks like you said, and you send that out. We've been having a lot of fun with it, and I think that'll be a lot of fun tossing in the Snapchat. It seems to make sense. And kind of the biggest, I know there's been a few acquisitions Snapchat's made, which I think includes probably that technology that does all the fake stuff these days.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So it's interesting they're doing this and folding them, and hopefully that doesn't mean like the keyboards will go away or anything like that. But also it kind of keeps it away from maybe iMessage or Facebook Messenger, perhaps.
Or do you think it'll bring it into iMessage? Because now iMessage is going to allow for extensions.
Well, then again, it technically already is in iMessage because there's the keyboard for it. So it's actually kind of everywhere as it is, but just not native. So I guess this is kind of like, the only place you couldn't have put it, because there's not really that kind of support for something like this.
I wonder if it'll bring more people to the Snapchat platform, just from a visibility perspective.
It could. Well, how popular is Bitmoji? Because I remember playing with it back when it was just bit strips, and you're making these little cartoons.
Annoyed the crap out of everybody.
I saw it all over Facebook all the time.
Yeah.
That's where I know it from. Is the strips.
There was one wrestler that he was in this interesting tag team with a lady wrestler, and they just had like these really creepy bit strips. Just kept being tweeted out like as they were going through their team up and then feud with each other. So that's my only real bit strip like knowledge. I played with it a little bit, but like the Bitmojis are just amazing and the perfect thing. Like it just it seems to always find the right mood for me when I want to send something along. So it's also the greatest thing to just send along just to try to get a rise out of somebody. Just send that off and see what happens. So awesome.
It's more visual communication.
Exactly. Exactly. And yeah, that's perfect for something like this.
It's very hard when you're a business sometimes to inject one personality into emotion. And things like Bitmoji are just like, and it's just one more way to do that. Like, oh, I'm just kidding. Or look at this, haha. Or this is really bad. I mean, I don't know if you want to communicate something really bad with Bitmoji, but you could.
Well, when there's like something bad, like, oh, I had a bad day at work, and you're like, oh, that's so sad, and you do it in a kind of tongue-in-cheek way with the Bitmoji. I think that kind of works too to help lift things a little bit. But cool. So you say what was the method again that you have to kind of use it? You
have to go in. It's a sticker as opposed to the copy and paste that it's in the keyboard.
I haven't gone into stickers.
You haven't gotten
to
stickers yet?
Not really.
No? Yeah, you can use the stickers in either photos or video, which is fun. And if you're really good, you can make stickers appear in video at certain points. That if you've seen some folks do that.
Nice. Awesome. Go check that out if you're Snapchatting out there, or just go check out bitmoji.com. The keyboard, the bit strips and stuff like that, and have a little bit of fun with that. Set up your avatar.
It's almost like a sneaky way to put your logo on something, if you think about it. This is my face on something.
Yeah.
It's an additional watermark.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Certainly. Sheila, what's your awesome thing?
So I picked up the Logitech MX Master wireless mouse. I actually have one of their keyboards that connects up to 3 devices. This mouse actually, and I'll hold it up here for everyone to see, it actually has on the bottom an area where you can actually connect it up to 3 devices. It has on-off. The other thing that I really liked about it is it's both Bluetooth connectivity, and they give you the Logitech unifying adapter, which lets you connect pretty much any Logitech non-Bluetooth wireless device to it. I thought that was nice, and then they actually solved a problem that Apple didn't. It's rechargeable, but the USB port is right on the front, and they give you a nice long 3-foot cable for it.
Nice.
So you can use it as a wired mouse if you need to while it's charging. You can use it and switch it between 3 devices. So if you have 3 devices sitting at your workstation, which I think Sorg you sometimes do,
maybe a couple.
You can quickly Bluetooth switch it from device to device, which which comes in handy for me. It also has a side-scrolling scroll wheel in addition to the up and down scroll wheel, which I have yet to really play around with, but I would really like to use that in video editing to scroll through a timeline. So I think it'll be very useful for that. I'm just very impressed with it. The one thing that I'm still getting used to is it glides extremely easy across any surface. So if you heard me earlier, I dropped it off the keyboard tray, and that's actually like the fourth time I've dropped it off the keyboard tray. So it's also durable. Again, it actually also the dark field laser sensor pretty much works on any surface, including glass, from what I'm told. I haven't tried it on glass yet, but it's working fine on my desk where some other devices typically wouldn't work. So pretty impressive so far. Really like using it. I've used it with a Windows device. It easily and quickly paired a Mac device, and I even paired it up with an Android device. So easy to use, and it connects up to 3 devices. So it's a nice thing to just throw in your bag. It is a little bit bigger than your typical mouse because it does have kind of a nice area for your thumb to go and rest on. So I'll keep you posted on how that works out from a size perspective, but it's also ultra light. So pretty cool product from Logitech.
Yeah, it looks like it actually looks kind of like it'll be kind of bulky in the picture. I'm like, I don't want something that huge or anything like that. But if you're saying it's kind of a nice light thing, did we wake up somebody's Siri?
That was me. Sorry.
Yep. But no, it looks pretty cool. All right, that's the MX Master Logitech. I'm sure it's over on the Amazon as well. So if you want to click...
I picked it up. I actually picked it up. Amazon had kind of a half off,
nice.
Up to half off sale. So retails for about $100, but you can definitely find it on sale.
Definitely. And make sure you click that Amazon link we have over at AwesomeCast.net so we can get a little bit of a rub from Amazon there. All right, guys. I got the awesomest thing. Like, this may be the awesomest thing since I discovered Pokemon Go.
Uh-oh.
Okay, are you ready for this?
You're hyping it.
Are you ready for this?
I don't know.
Who wants to ride their luggage through the airport?
What?
Who? It's so yeah, it's a motorized suitcase.
Sorry, the video's amazing.
So, have you ever been to the malls that have like the riding like animals like that the kids can get on, than a lot of the adults do? It feels like that, and it's made so it fits. It's exactly the right size to fit in like the overhead carry-on luggage. Right? It's got a charger on board for you for your phone and stuff. And yeah, you can just roll through the airport, and it's actually been like as a device that you can ride on. It's apparently been. I think they said it was been approved by like airports and TSA and stuff. So like you're good. You can just roll through the airport. I don't know how safe that is going through LAX or anything like that, or something like that. Like I don't know if I do that in like a high traffic time or something like that. But when like I'm really kind of dragging myself into the airport for that 6 a.m. flight, I'm completely using this Pittsburgh International. But yeah, it's called the Modobag? The Modobag. It's made by these guys apparently work on motorcycles, I guess, and they put this thing together. And there was another video, kind of more, shareable video we shared over in the AwesomeCast page as well. So I kind of want this. You guys know I've been doing a lot of traveling lately, and this seems like, yes, there's telescoping handlebars. I have a feeling my large frame is not going to work with this thing, because how that like probably normal sized woman looked on the bag is how I look on like a regular bicycle. So I don't know if that's going to work out, plus weight limits and such. But man, I'm hoping this is one of those things that just like in a couple years, like hoverboards just kind of catches on. You kind of see it everywhere. If you want to find more information on this, it's over at the Gadget blog, over at theverge.com, so the Circuit Breaker blog. It is, let me get the update here. It's launched on Indiegogo at the time of this writing. The early bird price is at $9.95. So yeah, $1,000 for a piece of luggage.
which isn't.
But it goes 8
crazy.
miles per hour.
It goes 8 miles per hour. I mean, does your luggage go 8 miles per hour? I know mine doesn't. Yeah, and it says it's approved by the TSA and the FAA, which is it's interesting considering that hoverboards are banned by both of those organizations. So yeah, you can't take your hoverboard with you apparently.
Max weight is 260.
260?
Yeah,
That's
that's still pretty impressive.
wow. I'm like right on the fringe of that. So I'm gonna keep walking off my Pokemon eggs and get down another 5 or 10 pounds to stay a little safe in that. And I'm good. Wait, does that include the luggage itself?
Maximum recommended rider weight is 260.
All
However,
right.
it is important that anyone who rides a Modobag fits on and feels comfortable riding it.
That's not going to work. Katie, I think you and I are out on this one.
It weighs
For
19 pounds, so you're definitely going to want to ride it.
Wow.
Well, yeah, because it's got a motor in it and a battery to do all this, right? You got to make sure you have that battery that you can get the entire length of the airport to get to your Uber or whatnot, and charge your phone apparently in flight, I guess. So that's awesome. It's Modobag. Like I said, it's on Indiegogo. It has 24 days left. It has 323% of its $50,000 goal, 161,000. So yeah, they're pretty set as far as how they're doing there. So yeah, go check that out. Indiegogo.com. Look for the Modobag. That's MODO. D as in dog, bag, all one word. Changing the way the world travels. So no, definitely worth checking out. I'm hoping I see a lot of these in the coming.
I could just watch all these videos and just go wee because it just there's Modobag on campus, Modobags in town. You can ride these anywhere. Forget just the airport.
I love that they're all like they have all these like kind of animated GIF versions too of just people strolling through. Look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this guy just strolling around. You know, just it's okay. There's the campus one. How's that gonna go on campus? Malls. That guy's like hot rodding with that thing. Anyways, go check that out. Modobag on the Instagram or the Indiegogo. Sure. Well, guys, you know, something that doesn't have to be motorized, it'll be cool if they did. We're always giving ideas out to you guys. You get to keep them for free as a bonus for supporting the show. Our friends at Slice on Broadway, thank you so much, guys, for joining us in pepperoni form. Yeah. They've been feeding our in studio co-hosts and guests here for a good while now. They're up here on Broadway, or what was it? Somebody. This is not the generic version, Pizza on Main, that somebody was trying to tell me they were stopping at the other day. No, it's Slice on Broadway, up here in Beachview, right along the tracks, the last street tracks in Pittsburgh, guys. And, of course, down at PNC Park, the home of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and Main Street down in Carnegie, PA. So you can check them out wherever is convenient for you. Go check them out. SliceOnBroadway.com, PGH_Slice on the Twitter. Let them know the AwesomeCast sent you. And, of course, look for Slice on Broadway on Facebook and Instagram. And then thank them for supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Thanks, guys. All right, let's get back to the tech, guys. So, well, first of all, I want to shout out Alex Cars. He says his awesome thing of the week is his new refurbished Pebble Time watch. He says it's pretty nice so far, especially digging the color screen. See, I was hard pressed to upgrade when the Kickstarter was coming through for the Pebble 2s and the Time 2s. And by the way, Chilla, your original Kickstarter edition Pebble watch here survived yet another Insane Clown Posse Fago Armageddon.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
See, that just shows that it holds up to the test of time.
It does. And Fago. Lots and lots and lots of Fago. I actually had kind of a scare with the LifeProof case. So I wasn't terribly worried about it. I still kind of left it in a plastic bag through most of the show in my pocket, but I took it out a couple of times and took some videos. You guys can see that over on my Facebook page, some Snapchats that I put up and everything. But I was walking away, and I couldn't get the sensor to work, my touch sensor to work, and I was really concerned. And I'm like, and I looked at it, and I thought I saw a tear in that little kind of film that's around there. So I'm like, oh no, this thing just like ruined this. The one thing I bought this for, right? So I was like kind of, a little distraught and stuff. I always make, the proper decision when I think my phone just went kaput, right? So I ripped out the spot down here where there's just the film over the touch sensor and button on the iPhone, and turns out it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I think there was a tear, but again, I think it was just kind of bunched up, and with all the gunk on it, I wasn't getting anything. But needless to say, now I need a new life-proof case because I just made this thing insecure. But I think it had rips, so I think like if we did douse this in water or something, we'd be pretty messed up anyways. Plus, this has been through a lot. I don't know, Katie, if you've seen a close-up of this lately, but the scratches on it are pretty severe, and even like the screen protector, sometime in the last 2 weeks, I don't know if I can get that on video. You can probably see a bit of that. The ones that aren't smudges. It got pretty like scratched up right in the middle of the screen. So thank you, screen protectors. I'm tough on stuff. I mean, I'm using it in interesting conditions, and just I need to have everything just wrapped in bubble wrap at this point. So, but now it's held up pretty well so far with that. So. There you go. It did the thing that I wanted it for, which was, the gathering and my own stupidity so far, and it's held up pretty well. So,
are you doing do you get the nude or the free or?
This is the nude. This is the nude that I got. So I'm hoping if I get a new one, like it's been a few months later, maybe they've like brought the price down or something like that, or maybe I can hold out until like the 7s are announced, because then they probably will kick the price down on the older ones. Also in the market for an iPhone 5S Mophie for my trip to Thailand, because I don't want to take my good stuff to China. So also I just realized I have to get shots. Have to get what'd you call them? Yeah, so that'll be fun.
I might have a purple Mophie.
You got a purple Mophie?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, like the one. Just like that.
Like a shotgun?
Yeah.
I got the shotgun edition Mophie. Sure. All right. Chilla, you have this week's app of the week.
I do have a little app of the week, Live Studio. So I actually have a lot of apps on my phone that take live photos and turn them into GIFs or turn them into usable video or do whatever. One of the things that I was thinking about doing was, wouldn't it be cool if I could kind of create my own live photo out of video, throw in some special effects across some graphics, and then use it as my wallpaper and my lock screen? Because one of the things that you can do, especially with the lock screen, is you can use a live photo on the lock screen, and then when you pick up your phone and unlock it, it'll quickly do that 3-second animation. And I included a link to the lock screen that I use over on, it's the Jarvis Mark III lock screen wallpaper. So you can see this guy's taken and kind of outfitted it to look like a much cooler interface than what you actually get.
That's awesome.
And he's kind of done some proper placement with where the slide to unlock is, and the slide to access camera, and where the time goes at the top, etc. I thought it would be cool, and I'm going to play around with this because I've proven that it can actually take a GIF or a movie and turn it into a live photo. Taking like this graphic and then doing kind of a washed light effect over it, or to do some kind of cool stuff like that, because then it would kind of give you that animated unlock screen that I think that would be pretty cool to look at. But even if you're just looking at a lot of companies like Facebook and whatnot have started to adopt live photos, but for those that haven't, being able to turn it into a GIF or being able to turn it into a video, I think is definitely beneficial. And this kind of goes into that in that realm, but it also will reverse engineer and create a live photo out of a GIF or out of video. So pretty cool product. I'll let you know how it goes, but I think it'll go a long way, especially as different companies aren't necessarily always adopting the live photo. and or I don't necessarily like the fact that you, even on Facebook, you have to touch to play it, kind of like you'd have to do in an iMessage. Mm-hmm. If it were a GIF or a movie, it would just autoplay.
So I'm thinking about your kind of thing you're trying to solve with your desktop, or I'm sorry, your lock screen, right? And I'm thinking about, like, I'm still doing DVD production, guys. Yes, in 2016. So there are these animations that you can, like, have you ever had, like, you buy a DVD and there's like some kind of interesting mechanical menu system. I can think of the original X-Men movie DVD where you hit play and it turns into that animation a little bit of like the X door to Cerebro and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
exactly.
Like so to take like something like that Jarvis lock screen there, and like if you had like the original Photoshop of this, all you need to do, I know all you need to do, right? But is to get in there and just move some of the elements a little bit, like for each frame. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like move it, like figure out where it wants to go and kind of space that out a little bit, right? Between like maybe, I don't know how many frames you can put into an animation like that, right?
Well, it's 3 seconds, so you could, and it's probably, I'm guessing, 32 frames per second.
I don't think it's. I think it was like. I think the thing I was looking at was like 10 or 15 when you look at those. So it kind of is automatically kind of meshing those together, and it's going to be a little stilted. But still, if you pace it right, like some kind of movement between a bunch of frames, it's going to be painstaking to go in and do that. but you could have a pretty cool effect to that in the long run. I mean, this is going back to like single frame animation is what we're talking about here for what you're trying to accomplish. But it doesn't have to be too much if you're just doing a quick thing. Think how much time, you say a 3 second animation, or is it just fill the time it takes to unlock the screen as you go into it? We'll have to take a look.
It does the 3 second animation and then stops on the. I'll have to play around with it. I think it does the 3 second animation, then goes back to the keyframe. Okay. Which is at the 1.5 second mark.
The keyframe is the image itself.
Yes.
Is that right? So we're talking about what that main image is. So when you're talking in animation, like it's there's everything before that frame and there's everything after that frame, but that's like kind of the core thing that we're playing with here.
And it's 15 frames per second.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So again, you don't have to make. So thankfully, you only have to do half the work than you thought you did. But still, it's going to be a little bit. I know we're getting a little geeky here.
What I was even thinking about doing, I mean, you can take some motion effects or whatnot, or do some of that special lighting effect. Kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, you can, or you could, if depending on how this application works, you could like completely go into like an Apple Motion, which is not as complicated as like an After Effects. That's usually what people do, like those computer animated stuff, or like those crazy graphics they do for like Monday Night Raw and Match graphics and stuff like that. They'll probably use an After Effects or something even more industry standard than that. And high end than that, but they're like it's taken that and you can just like spit that out into a 15 frame per second, 3 second thing, and then hopefully import it in this program, and it would take care of you. So, and there's other programs that can do some very interesting animations.
I think you should do a cool AwesomeCast wallpaper and then animate it, and then give it out for free.
It's funny because I was just sitting there today thinking, like, man, we really need a new intro to the show. And I was going to start playing with motion a little bit more, and because I actually had some stuff, I've been doing some recent projects, and I kind of want to bring some of the ideas over. I need to work with like a better graphic designer than I am though, in order to really kind of make those things pop. Unfortunately, because
motion doesn't come with Final Cut, does it?
No. Yeah, well, not currently. No, it's if anyone's ever interested in motion, like you want to start making graphics and stuff like that, like maybe for their YouTube videos or something. There's a lot of templates in there that you can play with. There's a lot of like plugins you can get for it. It's only $50 on the Mac App Store.
Oh, okay.
Motion's only $50. Compressor's only $50. So like things like when we take this podcast, we take this video, edit it, spit it out as the video we upload to YouTube and Facebook. We stick it in compressor and turn it into an MP3. Or I actually have a compressor running right now over here from this weekend's IWC Wipeout show. that's like, the giant ProRes crazy H.264 whatever, right? And we're squeezing it down to like, a couple of gigs for an HD thing. And I'm actually doing multiple passes for different resolutions to help people download them quicker, stuff like that. So, it's Final Cut's only $300. And I say only because it used to be $1,000 in order to get that thing. So, and that came with everything, like that. So it's nice that they've kind of piecemealed it, and you can kind of, like, maybe you're not into Final Cut, and you're using, I don't know, Sony Vegas or something. You don't really want to do Final Cut, but you can pop in and do these kinds of graphics programs pretty easily. So $50 is nothing for something like that. Professionals use Motion, maybe not as much as After Effects, but it's still out there, and there's a lot of people doing some cool stuff with it. So. Yep. We need to do a version of the show where we just geek out on a subject like this, like hardcore, no excuses. This is how you do this thing. You know what I mean? Maybe somewhere down the line. When we figure out that time and we get sponsors. Actually, the video's playing. I just hit something over here. Why don't you, Katie? What do you got going on in the news? This caught your attention.
Oh, wait, this is for me. I forgot about this. Say farewell to the VHS.
Oh,
I'm
yes. Pour one out for VHS.
I can't believe that's a thing. I mean, I can, but it's still like,
You were just telling me about your record player.
Yes. Okay, yeah. So if anybody has any experience with the Panasonic PLL, it's Panasonic, PLL all-in-one. It's a record player, cassette deck tuner all-in-one unit. It is very automated, the record player, and it makes me nervous. So I need some assistance with a record player. If you'd like to reach out and help me.
So if there are any vinyl experts out there.
I need help. I don't want to hurt my records. But yeah, so it looks like the VCR is just going away. No more VCRs. Not making any more of them.
Yep. Final, according to this article on Engadget, Japan's going to... The last producer of VHS players is calling it quits. I feel like the tapes stopped being produced a couple years ago. Japan's Nikkei, Nikkei, I'm sure I messed that up, decided to call it quits long after everyone pulled out of the game. But somebody out there has a collection of tapes that they just... I still have a bunch of them. I still have the old Coliseum video WWF tapes, and I'm not going to get rid of because they had the cool big packaging and everything like that. Some of you guys got all the Disney movies out of the vault, which are sadly like 50 cents last I saw at the exchange. I mean, it's or maybe some of you are holding on to and collecting as if there's some kind of strange currency that's going to be worth something in the post-apocalypse, the original Star Wars trilogy.
I have all of them. They're going to be currency one day.
And she's even handing them off to me, so I have a stock of them too. So it's just in case if you want to go back in the day, it's not a good idea to hook up your VCR to your HD TV though.
It gets a little ugly.
Like even DVDs are rough. Like I always kind of like kick myself because like why does DVD look so bad when I throw my Xbox right in the living room? Then I'm like no. That's not what this is for. So they have the 27-inch tube in my office upstairs, and I was like, if it looks good to me here, we're good. Also remember, at some point we were editing SD footage on a Retina MacBook, and I couldn't figure out why it looked so bad. Yeah. We've come a long way, haven't we? So yeah. We got a couple VCRs. I probably have a stock about 3 VCRs because I feel so bad because people come to me like, can you convert this to digital? Can you convert this to like DVD or something like that? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Then I'm like, I don't got time to do this. So I don't know.
I mean, you haven't lived until you watch Star Wars on widescreen on a 13-inch TV. It's like this much of a picture. It's amazing.
It's like you're watching on an iPhone.
It's amazing.
I mean...
But I get to see who shot first.
Exactly.
What's up?
And that's what's important.
That's the most important thing to me.
She has the box set. She has like the widescreen insane box set from that era. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So I need to hook up the VCR and because I haven't watched like that version of Empire Strikes Back for a while because it's like I haven't watched AM for a while because like I taped over part of the Hoth scene by accident on my edition, so I was so happy when you kicked me that copy. But anyways. Well, okay. Well, that's the extreme past. Chilla hasn't seen that for twice as long as we have, because he's in the future.
Yes.
And in the future, he's going to tell us about carpool karaoke. Apparently,
I thought it was an interesting story. I would rather talk about Zus, but
I don't know. That's the one that caught my attention. So you can tell me about the other one too. But first,
if we want to talk about
I'm sorry.
carpool karaoke,
I gotta know what carpool karaoke is about.
so I guess there's carpool karaoke on some late show.
This is
the late show segment.
The late
carpool
show
karaoke,
which I believe is the British fellow. Yes, he's the one that was on that. He was on that. I don't know, someone Once Upon a Time like movie or something recently. Yeah.
So they have popular musicians come and sing along to popular songs.
Mm-hmm.
So Apple bought this. And they're going to continue to release new episodes via Apple Music.
Oh, wow.
Which we heard about them starting to get into to actually doing their own kind of documentary about building an app, and they're kind of using it also to curate additional app developers. But to me, this is another foray into them generating content, even if it's the concept they bought. Obviously, along with Apple Music comes a long laundry list of celebrities and musicians that they're going to be able to tap on the shoulder for this. I've even heard of Apple kind of pitching in from a monetary perspective and idea perspective for certain musicians' music videos. So while they're helping out with the music video, they can get them to come and do this sing along in a carpool. I think this is just one of the many more things to come from Apple creating content. So that's kind of why I thought it was kind of cool.
I love it. Yeah, because the other thing, what we said, is a documentary about app makers, right?
Yeah.
And they're not looking to be the Netflix, HBO for their stuff. But they're making like interesting little content plays. Although you got to remember, Hulu made really interesting little content plays for a while there. I think this is really. I think it's interesting. And what this was like a segment on his show, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they've kind of offshoot. Well, didn't Jimmy Fallon's lip sync thing became a show? That was something that they were doing on the Tonight Show, basically. So I think. Like much like podcasting has turned into like a precursor to people getting hired on the mainstream. Like maybe this is like they're kind of incubating ideas here.
I just look at it too as this in particular is another value add for Apple Music.
Oh yeah,
especially if it could be subscribe. It's probably going to be subscriber only. So it's another reason to Spotify has A, B, and C. Apple Music only has C, but Apple Music also has all this other stuff. One of the things I've been getting into is curating playlists of music videos in Apple Music and adding them to a playlist that I could then throw up on the TV, the Apple TV, and just kind of sit there with a ton of music videos in the background.
All right. That's interesting. By the way, I have been enjoying. I was actually telling Katie that I'm officially a music purchaser again, I guess, of sorts. I'm a month past my Google Play trial. So my report of YouTube Red is cool. I haven't noticed. I haven't seen commercials, so I guess that's a plus. Also, I keep getting annoyed when I close the YouTube app now and it doesn't stop anymore. Because that's a feature, apparently. It is actually. It's supposed to be a feature, so you can like listen to, which actually is something I will probably use eventually. Because there's like stuff that were like podcasts or something, or maybe Gary V's videos or something like that. Like or interviews actually that I've listened to, like the Google Talks and stuff. I was like, well, I'd love to listen to this on my phone, but I'm not going to listen to it on my phone because it's going to want me to watch it. That's a nice feature kind of come up. All right, Chilla, we'll get to your story, and then we're just going to fill the rest of the show with Pokemon stories. See, so for everybody's mad about Pokemon, we're it's in there, okay? But right at the end on the back page. So, Chilla, tell me this other story you were interested in.
So this is something I got to give Ron Kraus, Crazy Kraus, credit for finding this. He shot this my way this morning. So Nanda makes a car USB port charging system, which a lot of newer cars do have USB ports for charging. This uses the higher amperage standard, so you're going to get double the charge in the same amount of time, or your devices will charge in half the time, depending on the way you're looking at it. The device has 2 USB ports that are actually illuminated, along with another light. This is found at nonda.co, and it's the Zeus smart car charger. I'm actually going to probably get this because I am tired of plugging in my device going a ways down the road and it's still really not charged at all.
Yeah.
Whereas if I plug it in at home on like an iPad charger or using the Samsung Fast Charge, I'm at 100% relatively quickly. The added bonus of this device, beyond the fast charge and they call it the Elegant Shine lighting system, and it actually has an app that complements the charger. The app signals the charger, when you turn off your car, signals the app to record your location. And it will actually then help you get back to your car if you can't find it. Obviously, they say this doesn't help in multi-story and underground parking lots. But any of the big parking lots, malls, etc., I find myself being in a rush anymore and not really paying attention to where I came from in some of the larger strip mall type areas. So I don't know. I think it's kind of a cool concept to not only allow me to fast charge, not only to provide some additional lighting, but also kind of quickly be able to find where my car was.
That's awesome. So if I pick this up, that would be 3 apps that can help me find my car at this point, between Waze and the automatic in my car as well. So that's awesome. We have. Well, I mentioned we have had like the old, like I think ours is a 2012, so we have like an old Ford Sync in there, and it doesn't charge worth anything. We actually have just a cheap, cigarette lighter adapter, and it's like, that's actually charging stuff, right? And that's why I try to plug into if I'm not trying to listen to music or anything like that. But I like the idea of this, and I like that it's kind of a full feature thing. So, and plus, fighting over USBs amongst us in the car, it's this would be helpful. Elegant illumination system, that's great. Related, I saw an email this past week, speaking of automatic, and they've been adding features left and right. Like, you can do if, this, and that. I actually haven't looked at it for a while, but I actually have a thing where it'll take the information about my drives in automatic and dump them into a spreadsheet in Google Drive now. So, if you want to track stuff or business trips or anything like that, it'll do that for you. But now they have, basically there's a big data interface with it. So you can do a lot more interesting and deep data dive kind of stuff with it. Who's ready for some Pokemon stories?
Oh, I am.
Katie? No, that's the VHS one, but I believe you had one stuck in here as well. Yes. Rihanna.
Oh, man. Now, this was a funny article I found in Nerdist that they were, like, artists like Rihanna and Beyonce are getting upset because people are catching Pokemon at their concerts.
Well, there's been a rash of artists that have just, like, yelled at patrons for texting in the front row. Yeah. So, okay. Maybe I'm Snapchatting your set to somebody or something. But
you know what? I paid money. I could sleep the whole thing.
Yeah.
I gave you money.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to enjoy the concert how I want. It's the same way as like when people get upset when you go places and do stuff like, I'm doing something else completely, not even paying attention. I still paid the money to go there. You still got my money.
Yeah, exactly. This is disrespectful. It's like, hey, Hey, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, I'm still here. We were catching Pokemon last night at wrestling.
Yes, we were.
They worked it into the show.
Yeah. And then
You guys
we
will
weren't
talk
the only
about that
ones.
later.
But anyways, Rihanna. So what is she doing?
Oh, she just had said something to the audience, and then where did it go? Where to go? There it is. Yeah, she addressed the audience between songs and expressed I want you to be in the moment. I don't want to see you catching any Pokemons up in this bitch. Which is just fantastic.
Hey,
Why?
you know what? If the Pokemons are getting people's attention more than you are, maybe you're the problem.
Burn! I'm not going to tweet that. Rihanna will come after you.
Yeah.
There's a moneymaker for Niantic. They can sell like anti-Pokemon devices that they can put in concert venues.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That keep Pokemon from spawning.
And as you referenced, like it was actually worked into the show last night for WWE Raw here in Pittsburgh. Right, Katie?
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. It was great, and I liked it. It was like 3 segments. I think we saw it pop up.
Yeah, there was like 2 or 3 segments, and then they came in and were involved. It was basically R-Truth and Gold Dust were going around catching Pokemons and just kind of running into people, and then like came through a match. You know, so it was cool that they had fun with it, and that's not the first like Pokemon thing that they've done. Like, there's like a backstage interview thing they did on YouTube where a guy was one of the Tyler Breeze was his name was interested in. It was like I'm gonna go catch this Jigglypuff over here or something, and ran off in the middle of an interview. So they've been having a lot of fun with that kind of stuff. So that's good.
It's one of those things that's like it's gonna be there either way. Just kind of embrace it.
And it's really good. I think that's a good like when WWE catches wind of something like that, they're usually trying to be in the middle of like pop culture and stuff. So it's still something you can't get away from.
Yeah, to that point, if you're trying to gain popularity or maintain popularity, why wouldn't you go along with the pop? What's popular? I don't know.
So speaking of people kind of riding that train, there was a really good interview on the new Screensavers on twit.tv this week with these guys that are well, there's 2 things going on. There was a live map of Pokemon, and this has been around, and they had a really good discussion about what it takes to reverse engineer this. There's no API for what Pokemon is doing in particular. Now they're using the Google Maps API, of course. But it's interesting to see what's coming up around that. We know we've heard there's like Pokemon filters for like Pokestop filters for Yelp now, and there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of this stuff is on like GitHub and everything. And also there was a good discussion about the security. Well, not so much as security, but the like when we were having problems, like how is it built that we're having problems with like logging in, right? How do we think like their servers are kind of structured for this? So I definitely recommend those that for people that want to get a little deeper into like the technology of Pokemon. There's a look for on the Twit. I think it's just youtube.com/twit live map of Pokemon in your area, and I think that's also where they talked about. And of course, you can look at the entire episode as well. Also, I stumbled on a This Week in Law episode where they talked about the legalities of Pokemon. Like what they can do, like some stuff in their terms of service, trespassing issues that have come up. Like they addressed like a lot of those things that have come up in the news in the last like week before. And I think they filmed it like last Friday. So I kind of threw that up in the background while I was working on some stuff today, and there was some really interesting discussions on that too. So go check those out over on Twit. And aside from that, there was of course it finally Pokemon I think finally came out in Japan. Okay. Cool. But with that, I think they did launch the McDonald's promotion that turns McDonald's into a Pokestop. And there are discussions about how there's going to be custom locations, more monsters coming. If you guys are saying, hey, how can this thing last? This is going to get boring for some people after a while. By the way, people are still wandering the streets of Mount Lebanon when I was out there today. It's still pretty strong 2 weeks later. I was at a park by First Avenue last night in Pittsburgh. We're sitting there, and there's 6 stops in the park, and some people set up some lures, and just watching the people come by is just amazing. Maybe I can pull up the Twitter picture while I'm here. So between that, trading has been one that they've been talking about. I think there was some rumblings about maybe player versus player direct, because right now if you're at gyms, like you're kind of playing against somebody else's Pokemon, but it's it's computer controlled for the most part, and a little different than what they they've been in the past for these games, because they've been more kind of RPG based, and this is just kind of
people will be camping out at every gym.
They already are, right? Or even just like support for stuff like that. There's one good discussion about like, well, why are certain things, Pokestops, some aren't, and again, they're based on what was in Ingress, and there was a submission process. The one guy was saying is like, yeah, I've submitted stuff to Ingress like 3 years ago, and they still haven't even been looked at in the system yet. Like Ingress, or Niantic is not a large company by any means, apparently. And they're getting an influx of something like this that gets popular. So, yeah, could you imagine if everybody wants a Pokestop request? It's going to be ridiculous.
Well, it's going to be ridiculous, and it's going to eliminate some of the, like, I like being able to walk and go from Pokestop to Pokestop. If there's a Pokestop every 5 feet, it seems like the game would be kind of ridiculous. So I think they have to be careful about how many Pokestops they let pop up. Where I'd be interested is in some of the more remote locations where, I mean, it's one thing to be walking around Pittsburgh or even around West Liberty and Dormont, where there's a ton, but there's a lot of places around here where you could go miles and miles and miles, and there's no stop, there's no gym, there's no nothing. So you have to get back to those populated areas. I'd like to see them do a better spread and not just pop up Pokestops and gyms at every street corner.
Right. It has to be. But also then you go to some place like, I actually put the question out today of how many of you have spent money on this? And I got some really interesting answers just on Facebook and Twitter alone. And for me, it was like the first time I spent money on it was like we went to the movie, and then we decided to go to Walmart over in Birchfield. And there's not a lot of Pokestops there that you can really kind of stop at without driving. So I kind of depleted my Pokeballs. And then I'm like, I'm at Walmart. She's doing whatever. I don't know. I got it. There's a lot of interesting stuff here. I need to Pokeball it up. And I threw my first dollar in, and that's always That's the gateway drug right there, is throwing your first dollar for a Pokeballs, and it's just kind of over from there. But again,
you just need to ride the train.
Ride the train.
You ride the train. It's
I was teaching somebody how to pick up all the Pokestops on the train yesterday on the way down for Raw. But anyways, but no, I also Leo Laporte says this on Twitter all the time. Like, if there's an app like this that's free, and you are so invested in it time-wise, like, they kind of deserve your money. So so after that, I ended up throwing like another $5 or $6 at it. I'm like, you know what? I'll buy whatever I need. I'm going to throw in for Pokecoins or whatever. And
I threw in for $5.
That's fine. It's really like that, and that adds up. And these guys are making tons of money off of this, and it's your part of it. And I want to support it. That something like this grows and does well, and see. It was a good discussion. I was having somebody about like what happens off of this. Will they do other games like this? Of course, Niantic will certainly do something else. This concept with another theme, another license, maybe.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Zelda. Let's do Zelda. While we're at it, we're in Nintendo land, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at Nintendo properties. What can we do in this style? What Nintendo properties could we adapt? Let us know on the Twitter at AwesomeCast.
Hopefully, Nintendo can negotiate a better deal next run.
Well, I think they're going to make money off of this.
Did you see what happened to them in the stock market?
I did, but the stock market's a bunch of lunatics. So,
but the reason it dropped again was they came back out and said, we're only making 10%.
For those that okay, so just to catch people up, when this came out, everybody heard how great that it was doing, and it did all this stuff in the first couple of days, and it was the madness those first couple of days, right? Nintendo stock like jumped like the biggest amount it had since like I think they said like the 1983 when the NES came out, like percentage wise or whatever, right? But then Nintendo said, hey, basically our earnings report included what is happening right now with Pokemon. We're not doing better than we expected. We're doing exactly what we expected and said we were going to do. And then like, of course, the stock market is like, well, then that's not positive. I'm getting rid of this. And they dumped it. Because they own stakes and everything, it's not like Mario and they're printing cartridges and discs and everything like that. It's through another company, it's through a license, but they do own part of it. They own the license of Pokemon within a percentage of the Pokemon company and everything like that. So this not like this won't help their bottom line in the long run. So there you go. All right, guys, it's been a blast talking to Pokemons with you guys and other gadgets and devices and Snapchats and Bitmojis and all the fun stuff. Katie Dudas.
So where are we all going to be this weekend?
Replay FX is in town, guys.
I know where I'm going to be.
We're all going to be there.
We're going to all be there at some time. I'm looking to go in Friday, actually. I think Chachi's going to be there late day with me as well. You guys are going. A lot of you guys are going Saturday. I know. I'll
be there Saturday, probably from 1:00 until whenever.
So look for the AwesomeCast crew, the Sorgatron Media crew, all weekend there.
I'll be the guy with a monopod and the Gear 360 camera.
There you go. I'll have to bring my Rico then on Friday then. So yeah, we went to the Raw last night, a console, and I think it was it you, Katie, or somebody else that says, "Did you bring your 360?" I'm like, "Oh no, I didn't."
Yeah, what are you doing?
Oh no, I didn't. So there you go. I got to make sure I have it for these opportunities. But no, we have some stuff kind of in the works that might be pretty cool with that.
Shenanigans.
That we were all talking about. So Katie at Katie on the Twitter, Scarehouse Podcast on the iTunes, and then of course anything else.
I was say Scarehouse Weeklies on Thursdays.
There you
Keep
go.
popping up here and there.
Yep. And also John Chilla at Chilla on the Twitters, chillatech.net, gadget guy. I'm going to be asking... go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to be asking him about some DVR solutions very, very soon.
DVR solutions? Oh, yes.
Yes.
That can be like an extension of the home automation conversation.
Ooh, yes, which we have to have very soon because some people are moving into a new house soon and they're curious about what they should be looking into.
Ooh.
So very cool.
So we're going to have a very special edition of AwesomeCast here. It's probably going to be like a separate show than usual or something we've done in the past.
Do you have access? Do you have an attic?
Do I have an attic?
Yeah, like it's accessible.
Yeah. But I haven't looked at it since we've moved in.
That's okay. Oh, I got a plan for you. We're going to try something.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll see what we can do there then. I'm kind of worried about what might be up there. But, yeah. It's been 8 years.
They're Pokemon up there?
They're probably Pokemon. That's where those bats are coming from. At AwesomeCast on the Twitter. I'm at Sorgatron, sorgatronmedia.com for a lot of things. Chili, you're moving that door over there to your work area, and it was freaking me out in the corner.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I just saw a movement on the screen, and I'm like, what's happening over there?
Scary.
So, that's my droid. Pay no attention.
No, pay no attention to the droid behind the curtain. AwesomeCast.net, patreon.com/AwesomeCast. Check us, subscribe to everything. Subscribe to everything, no matter if you listen to all of them or not. Just get the subscription in there. Just hit the button, just so you don't miss anything going on here. Of course, live.sorgatronmedia.com every Tuesday night. You can join us in the chat and the live stream as well. Thank you so much to our awesome chat room, Wheels, Kraus, Juggalo John, and the crew hanging out with us. You've been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.